Hello and welcome or welcome back to Sarah Stitch. This is Sarah Stitch, my knitting podcast here on YouTube, where I can talk to all of you about my knitting plans, makes, all that good stuff. And if you have been here before, it has been a while. As I say every episode, I am an accountant. Busy season just ended. If you can't tell by my face, I am very happy about that. And so I think it's been like a month and a bit since I last filmed. So I have quite a bit to catch you up on. Not as much as you would think, because again, busy season. There was quite a few weeks where I don't think I knit at all. So that is the intro. No, it's not. My name is Sarah. I'm an accountant. I live in Hoboken, New Jersey. If you hear street noise down there, I'm very sorry in advance. It is a nice day outside, so the window is open. So there may be car horns, sirens, people yelling, babies crying, maybe other things. I don't know. That's the general noises, but window open felt like a better option than air conditioning on. So that is what we're working with. It is Sunday, April 28th today, and that is it for the intro, I think. A little rusty. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my username is sarahs.stitch, and my Ravelry will be linked down below, along with project pages to everything I talk about today. Dyers, yarn shops, designers. I think that's it. So let's get started with what I'm wearing. If I forget any information, shoot me a message, leave a comment down below, any of the above. I already filmed this once and I got to about this point and the camera zoomed into about that much of my face and I didn't realize it. So we're refilming. So I feel like I might miss some information. So if I do, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right, what I'm wearing. This is the Little Crystals by Celine Phaeton, and it is a relatively new pattern. It came out in January 2024. I have talked about this a couple of times on the podcast before. I made the size 3. I used the needles recommended throughout the pattern, which I think is a 4.5, 5, and a 5.5 millimeter. And the yarns I used was La Bien Aimée. The gray is Corey worsted in the color Bone, and the neon is Flora Morganite in the color, Flora Morganite on the Wensleydale or Wensley worsted base. The bases are pretty much the same. The Wensleydale just has some Wensleydale in it, which is a white yarn or a white wool, which makes it a brighter base. So the neon's neon, whereas the Corriedale is a grayer base, so it's a more mellow color. I got this yarn at Yarnia in Montclair last November when Amy from La Bien Aimée was doing her Neons and Neutrals book tour. She helped me pick this out. So I love this yarn for that. However, I didn't realize, nor did I read when I was not doing research, this is a non-superwash base. I should have thought that one through, but I did not. Therefore, I felted this a little bit. So I finished this Easter weekend, and Easter weekend was the end of, I think Easter was on the 31st, and that is a big audit deadline. So I was very sleep deprived. Soaked it, thought, oh, I'll go spin it out, and like maybe I can wear this down to my parents on Saturday. Put it in the wash for 15 minutes to spin. Put it in the dryer for 15 minutes to spin. So I don't know if you can tell from that far away, but there are parts of it that are felted, which is fine-ish. Here's an up close of it. I love how it turned out. I'm definitely going to make another one. I think I love the shoulder. Like, oh, it's so nice. And I love the neon of it as well. It's just slightly felted. I'm going to make another one, I think, in either Cascade, which the pattern calls for, or Newton. one second. Like, it's stunning. I think I'm gonna make it out of either Newton or Cascade in more neutral wearable colors for me personally, because this is like a lot. Love it, but it's a lot. So, and I'm not gonna felt it next time. So what is this? I love her. She's stunning. She is hot. She is toasty. So yeah. But okay. Finished objects. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly because I believe one of them was a finished object last time already, but just in case, just for my own sanity, make myself feel better. The first finished object is my March socks from Woolberry. These are the March 2023 collective colorway, and the color is Homebody, and the contrast is, I think, sweatshirt or perfect sweatshirt, something along those lines. The pattern I used is the Prairie Socks by Kay Jones, and I did it's really tough to see on this because it's kind of variegated, but it's just like a little like ribby crossover situation. I did 64 stitches. No, I did 56 stitches on 56 stitches on 2.25 millimeter needles because I wanted to see how 2.25s went, and it was fine. I think I prefer the fabric of a 2 millimeter, which is what I typically use. It just is a little bit denser, and I feel like it'll last a little bit longer. I don't know if that's the case or not because I have not worn these yet. They still have ends in them, but typically I do 2 millimeter needles because that's just what I do. Although maybe for gift knits I will start doing 2.25s just so it's a little less effort involved, so they go a little bit quicker. But this is them. I used about like half the main skein and pretty much all of the contrast, and the pattern calls for this, but there is a Eye of Partridge heel. I don't know how well it's gonna show up, but Eye of Partridge heel flat, which I do love. I don't do them enough. I think they are very pretty, and I think they're cool when it's a very solid contrast so you can see the detail of the Eye of Partridge, but I should do it more. And then my second finished objects are my Mind the Gap socks. They have been worn and not blocked since I finished them, so I'm sorry if they're a little grimy, but I promise there's two. I just don't know where my other sock blocker is. But I knit these 64 stitches with 9-inch circular 2 millimeter, and I just did a standard wedge toe for the toe, and for the heel, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but I did an umbrella heel from Kay Jones from her umbrella socks, which is her pattern for Afterthought socks. So essentially just knit a tube with a toe on the end, snip in for the heel. And I did a 1x1 twisted rib cuff for 10 rounds. I think I did like 40-ish rounds for the leg and then heel toe. And I intentionally made them so they weren't matching because I didn't feel like matching them up perfectly. So this one starts at about here. So they're about halfway off in sequence. And these are the colors of every tube line in London. So that's why I knit them, because I found out I'm going to London, which I briefly talked about last episode, and I will talk at nauseum about at the end of this episode for the second time today for what I'm going to bring with me to London. But these are my Mind the Gap socks. I made them a little bit shorter than I typically make my socks because I'm trying to get better about making myself socks that I can wear with my Converse. I am a Converse high top girly through and through, and a lot of my socks are either extremely tall for that or way too short. So I'm still working on the perfect height, but those ones are closest, of just like a little smidge showing above the top. But we are working our way through it. The next, I think that's it for finished aqueducts. So very happy with all of that progress. It doesn't feel like a lot of progress for the month and a half it was, but there is a lot of works in progress going on. And again, I didn't knit for like at least 2.5, 3 weeks. So I feel good about what I've done. Next, I will go into something that has not been seen for a very long time, which is my cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. I don't think this has been touched in over a year because I haven't touched it since I moved into this apartment in June last year. So this is it. I have no idea what size it is. It looks huge, so I'm thinking it's a medium. And I am knitting this out of 2 strands of Surrey alpaca from Woolberry. I'm knitting it out of Tidal, which is this really pretty light blue with cerulean blue, yellowy, greeny speckles on it, and Pacific, which is just a very, very light blue tonal. This Pacific is the same color I knit my Anchor summer shirt out of, which is somewhere back here. Don't know where exactly right now, so I'm not going to grab it, but Bethany is rerunning, I don't know what you want to call it, the like seaside, seashore, coastal, I don't know the exact name of it, collection, which these two were a part of 2 summers ago? Must have been 2 summers ago. So she's rerunning them. I think the pre-order is opening soon, and it inspired me to pick this up also because this is like light as air, and I feel like this is like a good weight for like a chillier London day if I needed it to be, because I have a feeling it's going to be a little chilly in early May while I'm there. So I want to try and get this done so I can bring it with me at least for a month or so and bring it, and I would say it's pretty office appropriate, especially once I put the I-cord in. Like, office appropriate, warmer, still light and airy, not too heavy, all of that good stuff. I picked it up with the sleeve. That's what I have been working on this weekend. And I've lost stitches. And the reason this wasn't touched for a year was because I didn't feel like winding the yarn. I finished working on this on the body. Typically what I do is I will knit, if it's a raglan or anything, I'll knit the body until that yarn runs out. If I'm past the sleeve split, then I will work on the sleeves, get the sleeves done, and then go back to the body because I find it incredibly annoying to work on a small circumference with all of the body and other sleeve fabric. I'd rather just do the sleeves first and then I can knit the body as long as I want. So that is when I stopped. I never wanted to wind up the Surrey to keep it going, so it has now been wound. So we are working on it slowly but surely, and I need those needles on the sleeve for another sleeve, so I'm hoping it motivates me to at least finish one sleeve, and then I will be one sleeve down, one to go. If I can get through a whole sleeve in a weekend, I feel like I could get through it pretty quickly. So that is that. Next is another Petite Knit project, which I have not talked about. I think everything else I've not talked about before on the podcast. This is the zipper sweater, and it is clearly not a standard zipper sweater as it's striped. So I am knitting this in a size small, and I started knitting this March 31st. I got the yarn Easter weekend at Mother Knitter, and I don't know the exact color numbers. They should be on my Ravelry, but I can tell you most of them. So this is just a striped zipper sweater. I am one sleeve down, and it's going to be slightly cropped, so this is the length it's going to be, and I just need to put the ribbing on the bottom. So right now it is my belly button's here. So it's just about as long as my little crystals is. And then I'm gonna put some ribbing on the bottom and call it a day. But I wanted a fun spring project, and this is a fun spring project. So it is knit out of mostly Sandnes yarn, but we will go through everything. So starting with the tealy seafoamy color, all of the three colors are a strand of DK and mohair. So the teal color is Kelborn Woolens Germantown in the color Jade, and it is held with a strand of Sandnes yarn tin silk mohair in the seafoamy color category. I don't know exactly the name of the colorway, but it's like the only one that is like this color. Next, we'll do the petroleum, which I believe is just called Deep Petroleum from Sandnes yarn, and it is Pure Gint, and the fuzz is Lamana, whatever their mohair is called, in like a dark green colorway. I don't know the number on that one because that was a last minute switcheroo. And then the yellow, which is what started the whole project, is Sandnes yarn Pure Gint in the color Lemon, which is one of the new colors, and tin silk mohair also in Lemon. And I'm in love with this. I think it's so fun, so springy. This is definitely coming with me to London because I love it. I love it so much. And I'm almost done with it, which is amazing. It is, I don't know if I said it, it's a small. I am almost done with the sleeve. I have 12 more rounds to do. And then I'm doing the cuff, but the cuff requires the needles that I put on the cumulus blouse. So I'm hoping that stripy nature of this will get me to finish this, but I will need those needles, and instead of putting it back onto waste yarn, I'm going to just finish that sleeve. So the game plan is to hopefully finish that sleeve tonight, and then I can just knit some ribbing on this and be done, and sew in a zipper in the next week or so. It might be a whip that comes with me, but this is it. Again, I'm cropping this just because it's not a winter, like these are not to me winter colors at all, so I am cropping it quite a bit so I can have fun with it however I'd like. And I don't know if you can tell when I hold it up, but the sleeves are, yeah, you can tell. The sleeves are different stripes, stripe patterns, just because that felt like a fun thing to do to me. And also when I was doing this sleeve, I was almost out of yellow. I was being more optimistic than I should have that I'd have enough yellow to finish the full sweater, when I had like 3 grams of yellow left at this point. So I did wind up ordering another ball of yellow, and we're good. We're smooth sailing. There's more than enough yarn now. It's going to wind up using about probably 4 or 3.5 skeins of the Pure Gint petroleum, 2.5 skeins of the lemon, and then probably 1.5 of the Kelborn Woolens Jade, because I'm doing each different cuff is going to be different colors. So this one is obviously the Jade. This one is going to be lemon because I ended on yellow down here, and this is going to be the petroleum down here. And obviously the neck is multicolor stripes. So what is this? And I have just a beige zipper to put in this because I didn't know what color to put. Stripes are hard, and I'm hoping I sew it well enough that it doesn't matter really what color I sew the zip in as, because I'm gonna be doing such a great job that no one will even see the zip. I'm probably, I don't know what color I'm gonna do the facing in. It's probably gonna just be whatever I have the most of at the end. I'm not going to stripe it. Striping 5 stitches feels absurd to me. But yes, this is it. I love her. I love her so much. I can't wait to like wash her, and this just screams like good spring, like such a good spring color to me. I have visions of just like chucking this on with a pair of shorts or like white denim or anything and just being fine. So I cannot wait to have this. So that is that. And now on to socks. So oh God, okay. First work in progress is a half finished object. I also can't remember if I talked about this last time or not. Oh, we're losing balls of yarn in my lap. These are just a pair of shorty socks. I knit, it is all Molly's yarn. It is a Patreon sock set from last April. The main color is called Dancing Queen, which is so fun. And then the contrast color is a very light version of Molly's color Polly. And I did a folded hem cuff situation, and the inside is, sorry, let's take this off. The inside is the contrast color. So I did 10 rounds total of the contrast color, 8 rounds of the main color, knitted it down together so you got a little peekaboo of the contrast at the top. And then I did another 10 rounds for the leg, just a normal heel flap and gusset, and then 80 rounds for the foot. And I am on the second sock. I'm about a little more than halfway down the foot. So this is getting some significant progress. And I am doing 64 stitches on 9 inch 2mm chowkus. So lots of these. I think these are going to be my work knitting this week, just so I can bang them out and be done with them, and it's one less whip that I'm going to bring with me, and maybe a pair of socks I'll bring with me, who knows. So that is these, and then I'm all tangled up here now. The other, all right, let's just do this. Okay. The other sock whip I have is just a vanilla sock. I am knitting these socks with Regia Perfect, Arnie and Carlos design line. And the color is 9135. This is what the socks will look like, hopefully, when they are done. And these are gonna be for my dad. And I am yay far so far. So these are also on 2.25mm needles, and I'm knitting 64 stitches. So the way that the Perfect socks work, if you're not already familiar, is there is this yellow, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's green. It's whatever color is not a standard color in the colorway you're knitting. You pull from the center. It starts with that color. It says start here on the label right there. You pull until you get to the start of the cuff color. You knit the cuff until it changes. Generally, it changes into a design color like this, or it'll be a completely different color. That's when you start knitting the leg. You knit the leg until you get back down to the cuff color, which will be the heel color as well. You put a heel in. And then you knit the foot until you're done. And then you make toe decreases, all of that good stuff. So these will be for my dad. Typically when I've made these in the past for myself, the toe is a little bit longer contrast than I would normally put in, like 5 rows before I would like put the toe, start doing toe decreases, and where I would typically put the contrast color in. But this is all just one yarn, so it doesn't matter. I'm interested to see how much toe contrast there will be with my dad's foot, because he is a men's 11. I have no idea what that is in European, whereas I am a women's 9 European 40. So that will be interesting, but this is how far we are so far. I'm loving how the design's working up. I'm very glad I saved this for him, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see or not, but I did a short row heel, and I probably should have waited like another row or two to do it because it's a little offset with where the black is. Ideally, it's supposed to be like in the middle, I think, but details. he won't know the difference. And yeah, this has just been nice round and round knitting. So I started this on Friday. It's now Sunday, so this is how much I've done in the weekend. And I've made significant progress on other things as well, because the Dancing Queen socks were not even at the heel flap when I picked them back up again on Friday. These were here. I did like half that sleeve on the cumulus. So we have been moving and grooving this weekend. It's amazing how much knitting you can do when you're not chained to a desk auditing. And you have free time to like do hobbies and other such things. So this is how far they are. I think they're going to go on the back burner for like the week so I can wrap up the Dancing Queen socks, wrap up, if I can, my zipper sweater, get as many whips out of my life before I leave. And these can easily come with me, and I'm sure I will use almost all of them, almost all of the yarn in his socks. So any leftovers I'm not worried about bringing with me, and I can bring them back with me for Father's Day for him. But these are a whip at the moment. So I think I said everything I needed to about them. And my last work in progress is I was influenced by the entire world, and I started a jelly roll blanket because Kay has a jelly roll blanket and has had one for a very long time. Kay from Crazy Sock Lady. And then I was catching up on Patreon videos, and Molly started a jelly roll. So I wanted to start a jelly roll. So I started a jelly roll with my Patreon yarns from Molly from a homespun house. And these are the 2024 Patreon yarns so far. So I will start down here. So this is the January. These three are the January, the green, pink, and blue. And then this is the start of February. So there's this pistachio blue. They're all like normal sock color yarn colors that Molly makes. They're usually like sock sets that she has in the shop at the time. But I can't remember. I have one more color to put in from February. This really pretty pink speckle. And then I'm going to be putting the March colorways in, which I got this week. And yeah, I'm knitting, I said DK, so I'm just holding the minis double because the minis are all fingering weight. The minis are 10 grams each, I think. Yeah, 10 grams each. So this is how far a 10 gram mini held double will get you. It's about, 30 rows or so. And I am knitting this on 3.5 millimeter. Yep, 3.5 millimeter needles. I don't have a set of straight needles yet, so I'm just using double points. I would like to get a pair of straight needles, so I stopped impaling myself with the double point. That is not necessary. And I'm doing 18 stitches across, which I don't know what the standard jelly roll pattern is for, because that was made for fingering weight yarn. And I'm following Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady's modifications on how she does it for, I think it gives it more of like a poppy out. That's not a word, but it pops out the join edge a little bit more on the back side, I believe. So that is what I'm doing. And the game plan with these is to add all the Patreon yarns for the year, obviously, and any of the leftovers of homespun house yarns that I knit during the year, which I think is going to be a lot this year because I got a lot of sock sets for Molly because I love Molly sock sets. So I think a lot of them will make their way in here, and it will help break up the same length boxes, stripes, colors, whatever you want to call them, with leftovers that aren't necessarily 10 grams or around 10 grams. So like for the Dancing Queen socks, I'm going to put any of the leftovers that I have from the contrast color in, as well as the main color. And then it'll be like a little memory of that month's Patreon yarn, even though it wasn't necessarily a 2024 Patreon. But that is the plan with this one. I think I'm going to make it so it's like as long as me, because I would love a squish. Like this squish is, oh, so good. Garter DK squish is next level. And I think this will be such a cozy blanket to have this winter that I'm going to make it my body's length. So it's gonna be a long one, but that is perfectly fine with me. So far it's like, let's see. So right now it goes from my shoulder down to like just above my knee. So we've got a little bit ways to go. I think I'm going to put these in and anything left for my Dancing Queen socks, and then that will be the length of the jelly roll. So that is the start of that. The March yarns that I'm going to be putting in, which I still have the tag on so I can tell you their names, are Gumdrop, Birthday Cake, and It's Friday, I'm in Love. So this is Gumdrop, this really fun pink. This is It's Friday, I'm in Love. It's a speckle, which I believe I've made a pair of socks out of before. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. And then the cream base with the speckles, that's like cake batter, is Birthday Cake, which is so fun. So cannot wait to put these in. And that is it for the works in progress. I feel like I'm definitely missing some information because we're only at 27 minutes. And last time I filmed this, it was an hour. But let me know if I forgot anything. We are going to slowly transition into acquisitions with the homespun house yarn that I got with the March Patreon, which is the March Patreon sock set, which is love. Cannot wait to knit on this. This is getting packed. The main color is called Jelly Beans, and it is so fun. I cannot wait to knit this up. I don't know if anyone follows Molly or saw, like, I don't know if it was her latest podcast episode or the one before. She knit a pair of socks using this. I cannot wait. It looks like the most fun, cheerful set of socks I'm going to knit. It's so springy. And then the mini is electric feel, which is so fun. And I probably will put a couple, I'll probably do a different heel toe cuff on these just because I love doing that. I think it's so fun, and I think I can do it exactly how Molly did it because she used Gumdrop, which is this pink from the March mini set, and I'm pretty sure she used the leftovers she had from the Dancing Queen sock set in hers, but I want to put that into my blanket, so we'll see. I might put like put a blue or a green in here too, but this is so fun. I cannot wait to knit on these. And then my other acquisitions, let me grab them because they're all the way on that side of the bed because I was just throwing them last time I filmed, not thinking I'd have to do this again. So 1 second. All right. Okay. Armful of woolberry. So we're just gonna pull from the top. I don't know if I talked about this one already or not, so if I did, I apologize, but I honestly don't remember what I had last time I filmed and what I didn't. So first is, I think this is the January sock set. Maybe it's February, I couldn't tell you. It probably is February, that makes more sense. From Woolberry, it is Bewitched, and I don't know if she called this purple lilac, but it is certainly a lilac color. It's not coming across very well on screen, probably because of my sweater, but this is it. I got it in just standard fingering weight sock set weight. Next, I have Flower Shop, which may have been the March colorway, may have been the February colorway, who knows. I did not order April because I was delirious and didn't realize the date, so I never ordered it. So there will be no April sock set this year, which is okay. I will live. Probably not, but it's fine. This is Flower Shop. I don't know what the mini terracotta, maybe it is a terracotta color, so that could be it. And then this is Flower Shop. It's got like gorgeous speckles in there. Of course, it's Bethany. There's gorgeous speckles. And it's on like a pinky cream base. So that came. And then this is the last sock set that came by itself. This is the Pride and Prejudice Club month 1 sock set, and I got this again on fingering weight. Oh, Flower Shop was on DK weight. This is on fingering weight, and the name of it is A Truth Universally Acknowledged, because Pride and Prejudice, and it's so pretty. I love it. It's stunning. And I honestly have no idea what this mini is. I'm sure it's a separate color, because I think with the Yarn Club, Bethany does, you can either get a speckle, a tonal, or the sock set. And the sock set will be the tonal mini and the speckled main. But it is, it's so pretty. I can't wait to see what month 2 is. I think it's shipping soon, and I'm very excited. But this was month 1. And I'm going to get sock sets again this year for all of the collectives that I remember to order, and the Pride and Prejudice clubs, because I love getting the sock sets. Typically, especially for the clubs, Bethany will do a big order at the end of the year or early next year of either the most popular colorways or all of the colorways. And if there's a colorway I really like, I could get it in like a sweater quantity or something else quantity. But this way I get a little bit of each of them together. So this is month 1. And then the rest of the stuff on my lap is from Greatest Hits, Best of 2023. I don't know what you call the collection, but it is like the best of collective colors from 2023. So I got, missing one. I don't know where it is. Did I drop it? I've lost a stain. I got Mornings at the Coffee Shop, I want to call it. I'll put a picture of it here if I can find one, which I think was the January 2023 speckled colorway, which I did not get. I got 2 skeins of the brown, which was but first coffee in January 23, before I thought, let's just get a sock set every month. Easy peasy, don't have to make decisions. So I have sock sets for the whole year except for January. So I got what I'm calling it the January 23 colorway. I don't know if it is or not. It doesn't look like it exactly is, but that's neither here nor there. That can just be an us thing. No one else needs to know it. So I will be making a sock set. I will be making socks out of that with the leftovers of the brown that I have, which has gone a long way so far. I made an Oslo hat out of it, and it was my contrast color in my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks that I made, the fingering weight ones. So it's had a long life, and it's going to have an even longer life because it's going to be in what was its original sock set too. So, and then I got a cup. Oh, here it is. Don't mind me. I did have it here. It's just underneath the mound of yarn. This is it called Morning at the Coffee Shop? Yeah, Mornings at the Coffee Shop. So this is what it looks like. It is browns, pinks, purples, espresso colors. So this will be a pair of socks at some point. It looks like it might microstripe, which would be fun. Maybe it won't, because that isn't typically something Bethany does, but if it does, that'll be fun. So off it goes to the bed. All right, now on to the sets. I got the mini skein set in tweed, because how do you say no to tweed? And also mini tweeds. Look at these. Ugh, little babies. So this is, I believe, the 6th most popular. I don't know if she only had 6, but this is 6 of the tonals from last year that were the most popular. I don't know if I can name all of the colors, but I can try my best. This one is It's Bread. This is Capled Sweater. This is Eucalyptus. I think this is Gingerbread. I have no idea what these two are. The pink might be 3 Little Words, which was in the February yarn. I have no idea what this blue is. It's so pretty. Oh, this might be Frost. I think it's Frost. It's none of the colors are looking good anymore because of this. I'm sorry, but this is, oh, it's so pretty, and I think it's gonna make the most fun stripy socks in the world. So these will be socks. tweedy socks, of course. And I need to figure out if I'm going to do a contrast with them or if they're just going to live their lives. I'm thinking they're going to live their lives together so I don't have to get more tweed. And Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears is coming out with a new scrappy sock pattern early May to celebrate 10 years of the Bakery Bears, I want to say. And it's called the quilt socks, something like that. But it's made for, it can be a scrappy project or a non-scrappy project, but I think these would look fabulous. I mean, they do look fabulous together. So why not put them in a pattern that's made for that? So these will probably be that sock if I had to guess in May. And then I got a 4-pack of worsted. So Bethany, I don't think she's done this before, put together sets of 4 of colors that went well together in the collection. And I think she had 4 or 5 different combos. I wish I remembered what this one was called. I think like warm and cozy or something. But this is the 4 that I picked together. And we have Lake House, which is this really pretty blue purpley. It's Bread, which I believe was everyone's favorite red of the year, which Bethany does do a lot of red, and everyone loved this one. And then Gingerbread. I'm sorry if any of these labels are upside down. They probably all are. Gingerbread and Cabled Sweater. And I was so tempted to almost get this to make myself a cabled sweater because this is such a good blue. It's like a light navy. Ugh, it's stunning. And I got all of these on Bethany, one of her new bases, which is the Ramble base, which is 100% non-superwash US Ramble, 200 yards for 100 grams. And it is, I'm sure you can tell, but like the twist and the squish on that, I cannot wait to knit on this. And the plan is to make a color sweater with these 4 because, yes, please, with a cream situation main color. So I'm keeping my eye out for, I'm sure Bethany will have one in the next few months, of a creamy neutral situation that will go very well with these 4. I don't know what pattern I'm gonna make, but these 4 need to be in a sweater together somehow, some way. And those are all the acquisitions. Don't mind me as I catapult the yarn. So that is everything that I needed and wanted to talk about this episode. Now is where we go into the rambly section of what am I going to bring with me to knit for 3 months in London. So let me take a water break and then we will get into it. All right, so as I mentioned last episode, and I think I've mentioned a few times today, I'm going to London for work for 3 months in like a week, tentatively. My flights still aren't booked, but I need to bring knitting with me, of course, because there's no yarn shops in London at all. I know there is, but like, I gotta be prepared just in case I don't accidentally stumble into Loop or Beautiful Knitters, God forbid. I need to be stacked with all of the yarn. So I may or may not film a what am I bringing with me for 3 months video. If I don't, consider this it, but who knows if I'll have time next week. Hopefully by Sunday next week I am mostly packed and will know how much space I have for yarn in my suitcases. Hopefully it's a lot. If not, maybe I'll send myself some yarn, who knows. But I wanted to start with what I think I'm going to bring. So I have on half of my bed right now what may or may not be making the cut to come to London with me. It's a lot of yarn, sock yarn, because I think socks will be the vibe for this year for the most part, because I think if I'm going to make a sweater, I'm going to get the yarn there so I can like, it's a little bit more of a, this is my London yarn, or this was my wherever I go yarn and all that stuff. And socks are just easier to fly with, take out and like walk around and knit with here and there. So I'm thinking a lot of sock sets. I'm going to bring any of the whips that are surrounding me at the moment, if they're not done yet, but excuse me. In addition to that, there will be some socks. And by some, I mean a lot. So let's start with the woolberry yarn. It's all woolberry in Homespun House right now. I'll just throw that out there. So most of the woolberry sock sets right now are the sock sets I have from last year's collective. And I think I have to bring the Pride and Prejudice Yarn Club because it'd be rude not to, right? Like, I'm going to England. We have to do Jane Austen proud. So this is potentially what's coming with me from Woolberry. Should I be bringing things that like I could knit into gifts for people? Yeah, probably. Am I? Doesn't seem like it. No, not right now. So, sorry, mostly Dad. It's more so because I don't really have many manly colors. I don't think he wants pink socks. So, let's start with the most likely to least likely to come. Or it might be second wave. They might be second wave draft picks. Who knows? So this is the April 2023 sock set, First Light. This is coming. I think this is beautiful. And the leftovers can be a pair of socks for my mom. So this is most likely coming. Next in the 2023 collective skeins that I still have not knit because I've been knitting through them this year is Pressed Flowers. This was the May 2023 collective. The mini is Eucalyptus, which I just showed you on the tweed, and then this is the Speckle. Beautiful, gorgeous, we love. That is that. Next is Pink Lemonade Stand, which is, it's not coming out. It's a very peachy orangey with grays, and then this like mustardy butterscotch yellow brown color. I'm gonna be honest, doesn't give me Pink Lemonade Stand, but gorgeous nonetheless. So this is, I don't know if I said June 2023. So I think those three will definitely be coming because I'm very behind on the collective skeins, and I feel like that will make me feel better if I just bring those and knit on them and work on them. And if I just send myself the leftovers in the socks when I'm done, fine, no big deal. The next, these are the maybes of the Woolberry. We have the July 2023 collective, which is Meet Me by the Coast, is the Speckle. And the green is this really pretty like olive, like light olive, sagey green. I don't know if it's sagey. Rosemary maybe? I also have a Tolsta quantity of this green to make a Tolsta tee, which I got last year as well, which may come because I could make myself a Tolsta tee while I'm there. That's a summery-ish knit. And then again, a business-ish knit that I could wear to work if I needed to. So I may bring that. That seems like a lot though. So we'll see if the Tolsta quantity comes with me, but this is definitely a maybe for the sock set realm. And then the last Woolberry is August, which I have each in a full skein because I love the color so much. So the pink is Let's Go Party. This is Woolberry Takes on Barbie. It is the most fun, like fuchsia-y magenta pink. And the speckle for the month was Stone Fruit, which is this really pretty apricots, stone fruit colors. I don't know if this will be coming with me because this is like four socks pairs worth of yarn. And that feels ambitious when you look at all the other yarns that I want to bring with me. So I think that this might live here for now, and if I need it or want it when I come back in June for a wedding, I can grab it. But that is it for Woolberry. Next we move on to a Homespun House, which arguably is more chaotic, but less chaotic, but more chaotic. So it's a lot of the, I'm gonna talk and gather at the same time. It is a lot of previous Patreon yarn sock sets that I have. Actually, it's not that many. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not all Patreon yarns that I have. So, starting with what's definitely coming. This is the Jelly Bean sock set that I just mentioned that is from March this year. Definitely coming. I feel like it's also easier for me to talk myself into girl math with bringing the Homespun House ones because they're 50-gram sock sets. So it's like if I bring two, it's the same as one of the Woolberries. And less opportunity for extra yarn. The next, for sure, coming is this sock set, which is Summer Sun, which is from June 2023, and it is gorgeous. It's oranges, pinks, like sunset vibes. Sign me up. This is coming 100%. Cannot wait. And again, lovely, so summery, love it. Next is, I'll just go for this one because it's at the top and probably reflecting a lot. I got this last year. I'm pretty sure I talked about it. This is a full skein sock set, so it's not a Patreon sock set. It is the Firefly sock set from last year on Molly's woolly base. So this is very similar to a Regia or an Opal base, where it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, but it's very woolly. So I don't know if this is going to come with me or not, because I know I don't like knitting Regia in the summer here because I tend to knit outside a lot, and humidity, woolly wool, not a great combo. However, it's Firefly. Like, that's such a summery thing, and it's so bright. Like, this is not even showing you how bright it is. Even this mini has like little dashes of neon on it, which I don't even know if you can tell, or if it just looks like it's reflecting from electric field, but this is a maybe. A strong maybe, but a maybe nonetheless, because I've got to draw the line somewhere. And then next on the Patreon yarns, we have this lovely set, which is Polly Pocket. It's from March 2023. Clearly I've not knit sock sets in like a year because I've got all of my Woolberry ones and most of my Patreon ones from Molly. So this is Polly Pocket. The pink is the Polly Pocket. The blue, I believe, is Dagan. I don't know how Molly pronounces it, but I think that's what the blue is. And Polly Pocket has these really fun speckles on it, which, again, so summery, so fun, and it's like a different vibe than what I have so far, so it'll feel like a completely different sock set. And then what else we got in here? This is a maybe. A strong maybe, probably a no. This is Tea Time at the Brambley Hedge. This was the February 2024 sock set. And it's gorgeous, love, but it's not summer. It's like early spring, maybe even fall colors to me. So this might be a keep here and enjoy like next year or when I'm back. Because this is not like bright, happy spring. This is like moody spring with bright, happy mini, which is gorgeous. But I feel like it might just have to live here for a little bit, which is fine. And then we get into the chaos section of the world. This is Happy Birthday Luna. I talked about this in a prior episode. This is coming with me. I believe this is the same mini as what is in the Summer Sun one. I think it's Marmelade, if you say it like Molly, marmalade, or Marmelade in German. But it's gorgeous, like orangey yellow. And then this, which is so fun, like beach June. I don't know why, it just makes me think of like June beach balls. I don't know, it's so fun. So I think this is definitely coming with me as well. And then this is where things go off the rails because I don't know how to store yarn, apparently. So this is a sock set I got last year. It is on Molly's Plump Merino base. Everything other than the Firefly set is on soft sock. Firefly is woolly sock. This is Plump Merino. And Plump Merino is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. and it is, I think it's just I don't know if it's a tighter, no, I think it's a looser spun. It's definitely got some twist to it. I don't know if it's gonna pop up, but yeah, you can see the twist in there. Probably because it's only 2-ply. I don't know. The colorway is Road Trip, and as you can see, lovely. Again, not Molly's fault. This is on me because I just threw shit into boxes and didn't pay attention. But it's this really pretty oranges, pinks, sunset colors with a little speckles of blue. And then the mini is the most fun because it's not a true tonal. It's like greens and yellow. So I think this would be so fun to knit up. This is probably coming. And then the last one, which is the not question mark one in the sense of like, should I bring it? Because yes, I should bring it because I should bring all of them. How do you choose? But it's got a lot of moving parts. So we'll start with the main skein, which is the one falling apart. This is Beach Baby from April, has to be 2022, I think. And it is so fun. It's a full skein, it's 100 grams. And when Molly knit this originally, she knit it with these 3 as heels, toes, cuffs, and I loved it so much. I thought it looked so fun. It was like very 80s inspired. Loved it. So I got them, and I've been holding on to them for literally, well, holding on to this for 2 years. These have come through a few times to knit that sock, and I think this is the year we do it. The minis are Neon, Barbie, Electric Feel, which we've seen quite a few times this episode, and Refresh, which is this really fun, bright, not seafoam, but like aloe neon green. And I want them in this so bad. So this is a lot of yarn to bring for one set of socks. So I need to figure out if I want to bring, like, wind off 50 grams of this, knit a sock. Barbie, I think I'm gonna bring the full skein because I think it'll fit in well with the other, not the full skein, the full mini I have. This is like probably 30 grams worth right now. Because I think it will play nicely with the other ones if I wanted to do multiple heel toe cuff colors, which I tend to like to do, if I can, which Molly's yarn is well suited for that because she sells all of her tonals in 50 gram skeins, and I love that, so that you can play with all of the colors and make truly individual socks. So I probably will bring this full ball of Barbie, because who doesn't love a little bit of hot pink? God, I am making a mess of this. Who doesn't love a little bit of hot pink? And then Refresh, I probably will just wind off a little bit, maybe like 10 grams, and bring that with me, because I don't think I'm going to use a full 50 gram skein with heels, toes, and cuffs of the colors I have. And Electric Feel, I need to decide. I might not bring this and use the Electric Feel in the Jelly Bean set sparingly, so I know I have some leftovers to use in this, and when I do my Jelly Roll blanket, I will just pull from here, however much feels right, to signify that sock set. But that is at the moment what's coming with me sock wise. I probably am not going to finish both of the sweaters that are whips right now, so one of them will be, most likely the cumulus will be coming with me as a whip, and I'm trying to limit what I bring so I'm more monogamous this summer. So I'm only going to bring, I think, 2 sets of needles, sock needles. That might be a lie. I think I'm going to bring 1 empty set of sock needles, maybe 2. And I'm definitely bringing the Regia needles because those socks are not going to be anywhere near done. So I'm going to bring a set of 2.25s of 9-inch and double points, and maybe one 9-inch 2mm and 2 sets of double point 9mm needles. So like if I'm desperate for a new sock, I just have to do double point socks, which may be the move. And I think I'm only going to bring needles that I need to finish the cumulus. If I feel so inclined to cast on a sweater or like a tank top or something while I'm there, I may just buy the needles while I'm there, just so I can pretend to be monogamous. The other thing I'm thinking of bringing is the rest of my crochet blanket from my homespun house minis, which I think I showed last episode or the one before. It is about halfway done, a little bit more than halfway done, and the yarn that I have for it is what, like, it's already been set aside, caked up, all of that good stuff. But I think that would be nice to bring with me because I can't imagine the flat I'm staying in is gonna have anything comfy cozy in it. It's like a corporate apartment, and I think it's gonna be a little chilly like the first at least few weeks I'm there, that I may want a blanket like while I'm sitting on the couch or something. So I think that would be nice, and it would also give me an opportunity to take a break from socks and do something different, and I could maybe finally finish that blanket so I don't feel as bad about working on the jelly roll. And it frees up a basket for me of a project that I can put the jelly roll into when I'm there instead of using my purse, which is a basket purse, which has not yet been out because I made it last year, but it's technically a purse, it's not a yarn basket. So that is what I'm thinking of bringing. Hopefully next week I will have some time and be packed and can show you all what I'm actually packing, and maybe do like a mini podcast / what I'm bringing to Europe with me for 3 months for knitting. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. If I missed anything, please do let me know down below. Shoot me a message, any of the above, and I will talk to you next week or in London. Bye.